Veteran tight end Greg Olsen and the Carolina Panthers have mutually agreed to part ways after 9 seasons, as the team announced Thursday, which Olsen being a 3-time Pro Bowl selection who has also played in the NFL for more than a decade. This is a pretty big deal. And so in this video, we're going to be going over coverage on this, as well as my thoughts as to what you can kind of expect from Greg Olsen going into the future, and also what he has mentioned as well. Once again, Olsen has spent 9 seasons with Carolina, and supposedly he says he hasn't closed the door for more opportunities in the NFL. And also, he told Adam Schefter earlier that he will be in communication with other teams after the Super Bowl. So certainly Greg Olsen is still up for possibilities to still be in the NFL. I do expect him to still remain in the NFL, as he has mentioned, and it seems like he's pretty confident that he still wants to play football. And of course, I mean, he didn't really decline a whole lot this season despite his age. He put up nearly 600 yards of offense in receiving yards and 2 touchdowns as well. So and overall, that hasn't been as good as he's been in the past. Of course, he's put up nearly 9,000 yards over his entire 13-year career, is what I should say, as well as 78 touchdowns. So he has been a really good tight end, especially for Carolina. If you remember, I mean, he's certainly been one of the main tight ends that we think of when we think of the NFL. So this is a pretty big deal, of course, for Greg Olsen, and he has considered going into broadcasting in past years as well. I mean, there was a rumor after the 2018 season that he could possibly go into broadcasting for ESPN, but he ended up backing out of that, and he returned to Carolina for another year. And I mean, rightfully so, as he's always been a really good tight end. And supposedly the decision to part ways with the Panthers was made after Olsen talked with his general manager Marty Herney about his future with the organization, and both of them both mutually agreed that it was just best for Greg Olsen and him to part ways. And I mean, after 9 seasons, that's a really good tenure for Greg Olsen, and for a player in general to be with the team for 9 years is certainly very impressive. And he has said, in quote, this is by ESPN, and that the team and I are both on the same page that it is best that we go in different directions for now, as Olsen said in a statement released by the team. On the field, I will always cherish the 9 seasons that we shared together, the wins, the losses, standing at midfield holding the Hallis Trophy as NFC champions. And that was back in 2015, if you don't remember. But the reality of going to the Super Bowl was beyond words, as was the disappointment of falling short. So Greg Olsen, of course, naming one of his biggest experiences there in 2015 when they went to the Super Bowl to face the Broncos. But nonetheless, I mean, Greg Olsen, he also holds the franchise record for most reception yards and receptions in a season for Carolina. So once again, Greg Olsen has had an outstanding career. And in my opinion, regardless as to whether he retires or he doesn't, I mean, he's got a lot to be proud of in this Panthers organization as well. Certainly had a really good tight end. I mean, for him to put up nearly 9,000 yards as a tight end, that is very impressive. 718 receptions. Overall, it's been a fantastic career for Greg Olsen, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does in the future. Of course, even if he stays in the NFL for another couple seasons, it seems like he is interested in going into broadcasting, so it'll be interesting to see what or where he goes into broadcasting for. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts on Greg Olsen in the comments below. Let me know if you're a Carolina fan, and let me know your thoughts on this as well. Are you happy with this? Well, of course you're not happy with it. Just let me know your thoughts on it. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching, though. Once again, stay tuned for more from All Sports Central, and I will see you all later.